Wolfman Reboot. Cast, story, trailer, and everything we know about the Blumhouse monster movie. Another of Universal's classic monsters, Wolfman, is being remade, and the long-gestating project is finally coming to fruition. Ever since the failed Dark Universe, Universal has adopted a different plan to resurrect their classic monsters, which include characters such as Dracula, the Mummy, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and the Invisible Man. The studio decided to shift focus onto standalone stories over interconnectivity and shared cinematic universes, which has been difficult to achieve in the horror genre. After the success of 2020's The Invisible Man proved that standalone horror films still worked for the monsters, Universal quickly greenlit a remake of The Wolfman, but the project stalled. Various production delays kept the hirsute Night Stalker away from the big screen, and the high-profile departure of star Ryan Gosling was seemingly the silver bullet that would end the project for good. Fortunately, Blumhouse and Universal trudged ahead on the remake of The Wolfman, and the lycanthrope is expected to return in 2025. Wolfman latest news. With the movie's release date stalking nearer, the latest news arrives in the form of a new image from Wolfman. The image, shared exclusively by Screen Rant, highlights the horrifying transformation at the heart of the movie. Blake, Christopher Abbott, is seen with a bloody wound on his face that appears to be consuming him. The abject terror in his eyes indicates that the transformation has begun, but he is still lucid enough to know it, and he fears not only for himself, but for his family as well. Charlotte, Julia Garner, is seen in the extreme foreground of the image, but she's turned away from the camera. Wolfman release date. With so many changes happening behind the scenes, it comes as no surprise that Wolfman will not meet its originally scheduled release date. For more than a year, the Blumhouse project was pegged for October 2024, but now that date has been shifted by nearly 3 months to accommodate major changes behind the scenes. After a slew of delays, Wolfman will arrive on January 17, 2025. Wolfman cast. The cast of Wolfman is relatively small, though a few big names have been attached since Ryan Gosling departed. First, it was announced that Christopher Abbott, Sanctuary, would be stepping in to play the title character, Blake. Additionally, Ozark star Julia Garner has been added to the cast of Wolfman as Charlotte, Blake's workaholic wife who must protect her child from her husband's lycanthropic changes. Matilda Firth has been tapped to play Blake and Charlotte's daughter, Ginger. Ryan Gosling was originally cast to lead the film, but has since left the production. How Wolfman connects to the Monsters universe. Ever since the failure of Universal Dark Universe, the state of the monsters has been somewhat unclear. The release of 2020's The Invisible Man proved that fans still wanted to see the classic monsters if they were given a fresh and modern twist. With that in mind, it makes sense that Wolfman has taken so long, since Blumhouse and Universal are probably trying to find the best way to expand the universe without overreaching. As it stands now, it isn't known exactly how Wolfman remake fits into a larger universe or if it even does. Universal's classic monsters are renowned for creating the first cinematic universe, but that was after years of work and a slew of successful standalone movies. The most likely scenario is that Wolfman will be a singular work, and if it is a hit, it could be tied to other films later. Wolfman story details. Much like Leigh Whannell's stripped-down approach to The Invisible Man, Wolfman puts the classic werewolf formula at the heart of a domestic drama story. The 2025 film will follow married couple Blake and Charlotte as they attempt to rekindle their failing marriage by visiting a remote cabin in rural Oregon that Blake inherited from his late father. Unfortunately for them, a werewolf attacks Blake, and his strange transformation into the creature puts their family, especially young daughter Charlotte, in serious jeopardy. Wolfman trailer. In anticipation of the movie's 2025 premiere, Universal has dropped a brief teaser for Wolfman. Opening with bugs fighting in the lush woods of Oregon, the teaser then introduces the family as they visit the remote cabin. Things immediately turn dark as Blake begins to suffer from a dangerous transformation. While trying to keep her deteriorating family unit together, Charlotte must protect her daughter from the violent creature that her husband is becoming. During 2024's New York Comic Con in October, a full trailer for Wolfman was revealed. The nearly 3-minute trailer opens with a frightening scene as Blake and his family are attacked by something after crashing their large moving van. Hiding from the beast in a nearby abandoned farmhouse, Charlotte must protect her daughter from Blake as he slowly begins to transform into the werewolf. Unlike previous werewolf movies, Wolfman seems to be recontextualizing the story as a body horror tale.